Wolf Millionaire here. Hope you're all having an amazing week. Welcome back to another one of my YouTube learnings. I apologize for the little bit of a delay in pumping out new content on my YouTube channel, but I've been so busy with a lot of clients and creating some updates for my InstaWealth growth system. Now, if you're new to Wolf Millionaire, make sure you go to wolfmillionaire.com and sign up for my free 20-page Instagram guide. It's filled with tips, tricks, and strategies that you can use right away to start doing better on Instagram. More followers, more engagements. Let's dive into today's article, which is a very, very, very important one. It's around credit and copyright rules on Instagram. It is one of the most important strategies that I can teach, and I used to just reserve this to teach this strategy to my InstaWealth growth system students, but given that it's the #1 question that people always ask me about is how to give proper credits on Instagram, or why should I give proper credits on Instagram, I've decided to release this strategy for free in order to educate you. Now, the photo that you see here is from a recent trip that I did. I went on a little vacation down to Key West and stayed at the Parrot Key Resort, gave them some love on social media, and as a result, they gave me love right back. It's pretty amazing to see what you can do when you have hundreds of thousands of followers on a single account and you give a resort or an event a little bit of love on social media, and how they repay it to you in terms of rolling out the red carpet and upgrading you to some pretty sick views on the beach. So let's dive into this blog post that I basically just launched, and let me bring you through some of the most important aspects of why you need to give proper credit. So one thing that I do want to highlight is that in today's digital age, if someone posts a photo or a video and they have ownership rights to it, you technically need to email or write them in writing and get explicit permission from them to use. Now, one thing in the digital world, especially social media, is, you know, the basic rules on social media is if you use someone else's work, that you give them credit. That does not get you off the hook in terms of a legal liability with respect to copyright law. Just by simply using someone else's photo or video and giving them proper credit does not excuse the laws that exist around copyright material. So yes, does everybody in the social media world use other people's photos and give credits? Yes, everybody does. Is that a, good thing to do? No, but it's better than not giving credit. I see so many accounts out there that grow and don't give proper credits, and they don't realize how much they're risking losing their account. All it takes is a handful of copyright complaints to your account, and Instagram will disable your account without question. And there is no way you're getting your account back if you get it disabled for copyright infringement claims. So please, if you are using other people's photos or videos on Instagram, please make sure that you guys are using proper credits. Don't credit the page that you get it from unless it's the actual content creator. Dig down and make sure that you can find the original person who took the photo or video and give that person the credit that they deserve. Without doing that, you run the risk of getting your account disabled. So here's a perfect example of Parrot Key Resort reposting one of my photos that I posted on my account, Exotic Performance, of my McLaren out front of their the entrance of their beautiful resort in Key West. And very simple, they gave credit to me here in the caption with the little photo emoji, Exotic Performance. And they also tagged me in the photo, which is super essential. Don't just tag someone in the photo and then put some bullshit in the caption and think that you're off the hook. You have to really give people credit if you're using their photos, especially if you're using them to market, yourself or products or anything. That's also a slippery slope, using someone else's photos to market or manage other people's stuff if they haven't given you explicit consent to use your photos. Now, with my MadWhips.com network, people who upload their photos to MadWhips and we use them on our network, those people all opt in to our legal disclaimer, which basically says you're allowing us to use your photos on social media, provided that we give you, proper credits. Now, just because someone posts a photo and you go to use it and give them credit in the caption or in an image just like they have, this doesn't mean that you're actually allowed to do it, but everybody does it, no matter if it's Facebook, no matter if it's Twitter, no matter if it's Instagram. Even brands do it, and I see people and accounts get called out all the time for using other people's photos without giving proper credit. The bottom line is you should never, ever, ever post a photo of someone else's work, whether it's a photo or video, without knowing exactly who created that photo. Now, one thing that you need to keep in mind, and if you go to my blog post and read this in detail, you'll see that the credit and copyright laws actually state that the owner of a photo or video is the person whose finger hit the shutter button, whether it's on your mobile phone, your mobile device, or your camera. It's the person's physical finger that hit the button that took the photo. That's who the actual owner of that photo is. So even if you're in the photo and it's a group photo and you gave your camera to some stranger or to a friend and they took the photo of you, that person that actually took hit the button with their finger, they're actually the proper copyright owner of that photo. Doesn't matter if you're in it, doesn't matter if it's your camera. The law states that it's the person whose finger actually released the shutter button on the camera or mobile device that took the photo is who actually owns it. That's a little aside and something I found by pursuing some legal takedowns on some of my clients whose photos showed up on different sites out there. And in doing so, it wasn't them that took the actual photo, so they needed to get, kind of a takedown notice written out by the person who took the photo. So a good little learning there. What else do you need to know? Why should you give credit? Well, the number one reason for giving credit is to do it and not get your page disabled. That's the biggest reason to do it. But there's a strategy beyond that that I have taught in my Insta-Wealth Growth System that many of my students get right, yet most continue to ignore it and run a very, very, very fine line of getting their accounts disabled. And I'm going to tell you guys this, if you don't give credits, you are going to get your accounts disabled. It's a matter of time. I've seen so many different accounts get disabled because they don't give credits. Now, on top of giving credits to mitigate or reduce the likelihood of you getting your account disabled, why you should give credits? Well, for a couple reasons. It allows you to cultivate a relationship with the content creators of which you're using their content. And let me tell you, you might think that you have a small account of a couple hundred followers or a couple thousand or a couple 100,000 followers and you're using other people's photos, whether they're photographers, videographers, companies. When you give that account or that person credit in the caption, and if it's a photo, tag them in the photo. You can't tag people in the video, but you can tag them in the photo and give them proper video or photo credits in the caption. You run a very high probability of that person that you're tagging liking and commenting on your photo or video that you posted. Now, if you haven't gone through my Insta-Wealth Growth course, then you won't know that the strategy associated with having other people comment and like on your photos is extremely important, and it's even more important when the person that you're tagging in the photo, who you've given credits to, in the caption and the photo, likes and comments your account. It's absolutely essential in helping your photo do better in Instagram's new feed algorithm. So that's the biggest reason why. And if you do this over time, using other people's photos, they will become active on your page and leave you comments and thank you, and they might even follow you. And if you do that, that increases the Instagram account score that Instagram places on your account, because it shows Instagram that the photos and videos that you're using and the people that you're mentioning in them are taking active engagement on those posts of your account, whether they're leaving a comment or liking the posts. That goes a really long way in establishing your Instagram account ranking to Instagram, the quality score that Instagram associates with your account. That's the biggest thing that I can't stress, and I've seen a lot of different accounts use this strategy, and over time, these accounts actually get unique, if not exclusive content from these content creators, because they've been so loyal in promoting the person creating the photo or video. So it's extremely important, guys, that you give proper credits in videos or photos that you are reposting, and if you don't know who owns them, don't post them. There's no excuse to be like, I took it from this account, I'm going to say I got this via this account. I don't know who owns the photo or video. That's ignorance, and that's not going to stop your Instagram account from getting disabled. So please, use proper credits when using other people's stuff. Now, how to prevent image and video theft? Maybe you're a content creator and you'd like to know, what's the best ways of ensuring that other people using your content give you proper credit. Well, the biggest and most pertinent way is to put a watermark on your photos and videos. Now, a lot of people out there don't like to do that because they think that it's tacky or cheesy or unprofessional. But listen, if you are a content creator creating high quality photos and videos and they're good and people are resharing them, then it doesn't matter if it's unprofessional or not. I think it's amateur for you not to put a watermark on your photo or video. Why? Because it's one more level of protection that you can do to make sure that other people that are seeing or posting your photos or videos that are going viral associate that content that you've spent hours or days creating and perfecting with your brand. And now, you know, if you post that on your account without a watermark and other people go and repost it, whether they give you credit or not, there's a really good chance that down the line, 2, 3, 4 different shares of that same content that you've created, the credits are going to get lost. And all it takes is one, you know, small, medium, large account to post that video or photo of yours for it to go viral and not give you credit, and a whole bunch of other accounts, dozens and dozens of accounts, will use that same photo and they'll either not give you credit or they'll give the account that posted originally credit because he hasn't done the proper job of issuing the credit to you, the rightful owner. So I highly suggest you put watermarks on all your photos. I do it for Wealth Millionaire. I do it for Mad Whips for some of my photos that I post on Mad Whips, where I know that, you know, I've got it in a unique photo, or where I know that people are going to share it because it's a viral photo or video. So, you know, in order to protect yourself, use watermarks. It's essential. It also helps you brand yourself. When, you know, 10,000, 5,000, 500 people see a photo and it's got a little watermark on there, people remember that watermark before they even remember the caption, whether it's your Instagram account or your photography name. People are very photogenic. That's why Instagram is such a huge hit. It's a huge hit because people see everything and remember things in a photogenic sense. So for you to have a little clean watermark on your photos, whether it's something simple like my Wolf Millionaire, or an actual logo like Mad Whips, or your signature, or your name in a nice font, people remember that. They associate that watermark or word mark with your brand, and it goes a really long way. And I've been a huge advocate of branding for over 15 years in multiple different roles, whether it's sales or marketing, and especially on Instagram. I remember all those photographers when I was young who were creating and posting the craziest cars out there. And these guys were younger than me, and yet I remember to the T, you know, the branding that I remembered them of. I remembered their logo, I remembered their names, all because they had watermarks on their photos. So it's super important that if you're creating this content, that you come up with some awesome logo. I highly suggest you trademark it so that it's, you know, can never be used by someone else. And you start using that with every photo and video that you create in order to brand yourself, brand your brand, and get it out there on social media, and you will, you know, reduce the risk of copyright theft on your photos or videos that you create, and will help your brand grow. Trust me on this. This is marketing 101 and branding 101 for your own brand, whether it's your personal self or a company that you've created. Use watermark programs. And you can see here that for my Android device, I use a program called Add Watermark, and I paid for the paid version. And then on iOS, I've used an app called iWatermark. And these are the most simplest watermarking apps. They're clean, they're small, they have preset watermarks in them, and they watermark your photos excellently. There's no degradation or loss in the file that they save with the logos that you put on them. There's a couple other more robust apps out there that I go into detail in my InstaWealth Growth System that allow you to do everything from put quotes or, you know, tune the image in a certain way that further add, you know, a little bit more features to it. But at the easiest sense for me, when I take a photo, I kind of master the photo, whether I'm taking it on my Android or my iOS device, and then from there, if it needs it, I'll do a quick edit in Snapseed, which is the best, you know, quick photo editor out there, and then I'll slap my logo on it. And that's basically all the photos that I've ever posted on Wolf Millionaire. 90% of them have been taken with my iOS stuff. Actually, 95%. There's only a handful that I have posted that have been taken with a DSLR. I barely carry a DSLR around anymore. Every time I go to a car show or I travel, I reach for my phone first. It's always in my hand, first off. I'm a very busy social media manager, and I manage a lot of brands and a lot of different individuals, so I always have to be on my phone. So it makes sense that, you know, not to add different clutter or distractions in my life that I do everything on my phone. And today's cameras on my iPhone 7 Plus and my Android, my Pixel XL, are absolutely stunning. They do more than what you really need for social media, unless you're, a true artist or a photographer that, always requires your DSLR or a camera. You can get away with doing everything on social media with your camera phone or your camera on your mobile device. And that's it, guys. That's basically, in a nutshell, not really in a nutshell, fully, completely, why you need to give proper credit on Instagram. It will help your photos do better. The people that you're crediting, they will look at your photos. People always do see who has tagged them, and if they do, they will like your photos and probably comment on them. And that's going to help your photos perform better. They're going to grow. They're going to get more likes and result in more people seeing them, which will attract more followers. So stay tuned for more YouTube videos. I'll get back on a regular frequency. Sign up, stay tuned, and good luck to everybody who participates in my giveaways. I've got another one coming up, another mystery box giveaway, so stay tuned for that. Cheers.